How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Dawn View interview podcast type thing. Not really a podcast, but it's an interview thing. I have a special guest. He's a dear friend of mine, social media friend of mine. I met him at VidCon 2018. We hanged out with him 2019 with my assistant. It was a great time. Let me introduce you, the one, the only. He is a YouTube personality. He apparently is a singer and a songwriter. He's like a producer. He's so much. He's a guy. He's white. Introducing Matters Gang.
Bad bitch, if she do it, I say so too. Big 40s and a big ass
What's
Draco.
poppin', everybody?
How you doing, Matters? How you doing, my guy?
Thank you for that introduction. I could kind of hear it through my headphones, and I
Yeah.
did pick up on the he's white, and I'm like, that is great. That's actually probably the best description of me. I'm white. That's like all you gotta say, really. And then check it out. So, I'm actually a manager at a digital media company. So like, we work in the production department. So I make like T-shirts and hats, and we do like designs and stuff like that. And I mean that's gonna be part of like what I'm doing pretty soon. I'm gonna eventually be starting to do like merch and stuff like that. But I don't want to like plug that right now because there's nothing to plug. But yeah, that's the reason why. For anybody wondering, for why the fuck does this dude have money? Because I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm not living in like a very nice apartment. It's just a regular. This is my whole room. This is everything but this is it. It's like 10 to 12 feet by 12 feet, and that's about it. Yeah. I got my door out there. That's where I leave. This is where I have all my clothes, and literally my bathroom is 2 feet that way. So
Very convenient.
yeah, I may have money, but I save it. And because I need it for later. Yeah, if I'm going to like it, like if I were to ever be like famous, like, and if I were to go to like, I don't know, some sort of event or something, I would definitely dress up, like, for sure. But like just for like daily things and just regular, it's just T-shirt and jeans and Converse, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't spend too much money on material objects, which is, well, you know what's funny? So I used to for a time when I first moved in here, and like not when I first started this channel that I'm on, because I've had 3 channels before, but when I was on it, I was starting to grow, and then at one point I kind of stopped growing. And for some reason, I thought that was because I didn't have a good enough quality for my, like, you know what I mean? Like visuals, like my visual quality wasn't as good. I didn't have a cool gaming chair. I didn't have lighting and all that stuff, So I started like buying things, and like especially like clothes and things like that, because I thought that like, oh, well, if I buy these things, then maybe people will like me more, right? Or maybe I'll get more views and all this stuff. And it actually has literally, it has nothing to do with it, like, at all. And maybe a very small portion, because I mean, of course, like, you gotta have like at least a thing to put out to people. So like, if you don't have like a phone, for example, you know what I mean, to like do videos, then you're gonna need some sort of camera or something, you know what I mean? Like I feel like by having bad quality at first when you start, you have the opportunity to build your skill, because like, if you have bad quality, right? Like, let's say you're like, I used my first video ever that I ever did was on an iPhone 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was my quality. It was iPhone 4, and at the time it was like, because the iPhone 4 at that time was like already 2.5, maybe 3 years old. They already had like the iPhone 6. So my quality wasn't like that amazing. People were doing like 1080p, and I was still doing 480p, like standard definition stuff. And like, so what you had to do if you have like no quality as far as like visually, and like maybe your frame rates are like 30 frames, but you're not doing like 60 frames, and maybe you don't have a microphone or something like that, you know what I mean? Then it forces you to actually be better at what you do because you don't have the I guess the crutch of high quality, you know? And like as far as like YouTube goes, it's like right now I actually am I would say that I am kind of spoiled right now because like I do have because of my job that I have and because of the work that I did there, I do have the money to actually pay for like an editor, you know? So like I was looking around for a long time and I got this guy, shout out to Drixon. He's great. He's great. He's really funny and he's like a YouTuber too. So he doesn't post anymore, but he's a good editor. So I decided to hire him for like just random videos whenever I need him. But yeah, like for real, like I do notice though, like if I'm not the one making the video, editing, recording, doing all this stuff and promoting it, I do notice that my actual like ability to make videos does go down over time. So it really is just all skill. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to like build your skill as you go on. And that's why like starting from the bottom is good because you can create fucking anything, like anything that you do. Like you can just keep building and then realizing as you're going through, like you're realizing, oh, people like this. Oh, people like this. Like, but when you already have all the quality, you don't know what people like. You're like, do they like the quality? Do they like me? Do they like what I'm making? I'm not sure. Yeah. You know?
We are going on segment time. Okay, segment time. All right. Okay, now I have weird segments, okay? I got weird segments. Brace yourself. First segment is, if you had to be any member of these three groups, you had to be one of these three members, okay?
Is BTS included in there?
Okay, so like, hold yourself. So the first group you have to be in is KKK, Ku Klux Klan.
Oh shit.
Or the Boy Scouts, and this is a reference joke to the crazy drama with Boy Scouts right now, or being an American citizen in 2020.
Wait, what? So like all three of those, I had to choose between like which one I'd be a part of?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd definitely be fucking an American citizen, 100%. I would not be part of the KKK. No way. Never. Like, I think that shit's like wild as fuck. I can't even believe that shit still exists. Like, that's insane. And then Boy Scouts, like.
Oh, wait, so like,
what's the deal with that?
I was in Boy Scouts, but recently there's a thing with Boy Scouts apparently that they are being sued or whatever for, I guess, like you know how in the church, you know, in the Catholic Church, they have this thing where they fuck the guys or whatever.
Like a camp guy, the counselors or whatever, like fucking little kids.
That's going on there.
Good Catholic priest situation going on there.
No, it's crazy. So in my troop, that never happened. In my troop, it was all chill. I was in Boy Scouts.
Right.
But for a joke, I'm in contact with my Boy Scout homies. Mm-hmm. So like I Instagram on Instagram. I'm like, yo, you know what's up in Boy Scouts, right? And they're like, yeah. Are you sure nothing happened when we were in Boy Scouts? No, we nothing.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting? I was in Boy Scouts at one point too, when I was a little kid, and man, I just remember every day. Oh man, it was such a struggle with the counselor. All he would do is just touch my butt. I don't know why he did it. No, no, I'm just kidding. He didn't do that. That never happened.
We came to Boy Scouts. I mean, in my troop alone, because I was the only black kid in my troop. The only black kid. For all the 3 years I was there, the only black kid. And I was the oldest and the weirdest. It was great because we would be camping, right? Mm-hmm. And like I had this character that I adopted from a friend of mine. His name's Little Jimmy. So every camp trip, everyone loved me because I would say this joke like, "Hey, do you know what happened to Little Jimmy?" And it would be a sex joke, of course.
Little Jimmy.
But I would do it when all the parents are around or whatever. Me and the boys would like be by the campfire, be hiking, like, tell me go, say the thing. Okay. So Little Jimmy, and we'll be busting out laughing.
So Little Jimmy.
No. Like it was the best. I mean, those are the best parts of Boy Scouts. The best parts were ones where it was just crazy as fun, just goofballs with the
Right.
boys.
Right.
But this thing with the drama going on, I'm like, Jesus, man. Jesus, it's some R. Kelly
Some R. Kelly piss in the sheets kind of situation.
podcast in the closet.
Now I'm in the closet.
Where are you from? I know you're
Like my beginnings,
yeah.
my
Your origin story.
my superhero origin story. Um, so I've lived in San Antonio, Texas. It's where I grew up. I when I was very very young, um, I do you want like the whole story? Do you want like the whole thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So like when I was like growing up, this is kind of also getting into like, how I actually got into YouTube. But when I was growing up, I was about maybe 7, 8 years old or something like that. And my older brother was actually, I believe he was in some sort of like journalism or something like that for his middle school class that he was in. And he needed a camera. And so my dad had bought us a like really cheap, just standard camera. It sounded terrible whenever you zoomed in. It would go gung, 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 whenever you would try to zoom in and zoom out. And I was like, dude, I can't believe it. So what we did was we took that camera and we started just randomly like everywhere in our neighborhood, just at our house, just random shit. We would just start filming things. And then we found out about YouTube. And this was probably around, I think, maybe 2008, 2009, something around that time. And so, I kind of like got into YouTube like at a very young age when I was like at a very early time too. Like YouTube had only started in 2005. So this was like 4 years into it. So we found out about YouTube and we started watching. And immediately when I saw people like Ryan Higa or Niga Higa, when I started seeing people like that and Smosh, when I started seeing them like just making comedy videos on the internet and they were getting views and subscribers and they were like somehow like, I don't know, just like famous from being dumb on the internet. I don't know. I was like, dude, I want to do that. I'm like, that's the thing that I want to do. I'm like, I don't even know how to upload videos. I don't even know how to make videos. I'm going to do that. So we started just taking random clips of things. One video that we had was a pimple pop reaction video. Like, for some reason, those were really popular. Just people popping pimples and then other people going like, ew, what the fuck? Ew, that's disgusting. So we just set up the camera. We had no clip. Like, you couldn't actually see the clip of the video because I didn't know how to edit that. But I was technically the editor. And one of the parts of the videos, my brother he wouldn't edit, but he would help, film and things like that. And so we started up our channel. His channel is called Zeppelin Fan 1994. It still exists. Yeah, it still exists. It's still there on the internet somewhere. You just gotta figure out how to spell it properly. Because when I was growing up, fucking, I didn't know how to spell Zeppelin. I was like, I don't know how to do this shit. So I literally like could never. I never like was able to like look at the videos or anything like that. But when I got older, I looked at some of the videos, and one of our videos had like 17,000 views. It's crazy because like back in that time,
it was easy.
Yeah, it was like you didn't even have to be good. You could just put up anything, and then like you would get views. And as long as you had like a good title and a good like concept, I guess, like, because I don't even know if they could do thumbnails back then. I'm pretty sure they could, but I'm not sure. But yeah, as long as you just had like, like your idea and it was good, people would watch it. And then
it's all changed now, man.
Yeah,
all changed.
And now it's very difficult to like grow. But so when that was in like 2009, and that's how I started. And then it's just been I mean, I guess when I was about 2014, 15, I would say. We had stopped making videos for a while.
Keep talking.
Yeah, so we had stopped making videos for a while. And then when I was about 14, 15, I decided to start up again. So I would ask my brother, I'd be like, hey, do you want to make a video? Hey, do you want to make a video? And of course he would say yes, but we would never actually find the time to really like sit there and come up with ideas and stuff. And so eventually I just was like, well, I want to start doing this YouTube thing. I got my iPhone 4. I might as well just start. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know anything about this. And so I sat my camera down, pointed it at myself, and I just talked about literally nothing. Like it was called Matters Rants. And well, it wasn't Matters Rants at that time. I guess it was Matt. I don't know. I've taken on this name. It's just my name now. I'm Matters. But when I was Matt back in the day, so I put the camera up and I started recording, and I was just like sitting in my fucking room, and then I turned around and I was like, oh, you see that bobblehead behind me? What the fuck is wrong with it, dude? And so I grabbed it and I was like, dude, this fucking bobblehead, man, like this thing is fucking stupid. Like I don't know what I was talking about. I was just ranting, quote unquote ranting, about it's fucking. And what's funny is it's not even a real trophy. It's a fucking participation trophy. It's like I didn't even like. It was for basketball, and it's not because I was good. It's just because I was there. Like they're like, hey, you showed up. That's good for you. Here you go. Here's a trophy. It's not even a trophy either. It's a pin. It's a pin that goes into a stand. Yeah, and then it has a fucking bobblehead on the top that's a basketball, and he has like these fuzzy like feather hair coming out like an afro, and it's just like it's so annoying. I'm like, so I decided to talk about that, and then I didn't know what I was doing after that, but I just kept going, and then I figured my way out.
That's good, man. You know, it's better than mine because mine was an accident.
Oh, really? How
Yeah.
does that happen?
So my high school, we have late start. I don't know if you guys had late start.
Mm-hmm.
We have late
sometimes.
start. So of course, I already been on commercials. I already had like a experience being on stage or whatever, but never like a YouTube type thing. I didn't start YouTube until like 2016.
Right.
I didn't even start social media until 2014, 15.
Right.
So in 2016, we had late start. I was there early with my homies. I was like, hey, people are doing stuff on YouTube, making videos. And I said this before. I didn't know who Logan Paul, any of those people were.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, start making videos. Hey, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're not doing anything. And I had access to the cameras at the school. I asked my teacher, hey, can I use the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the bell rings for school. So I had the camera for about 2 hours.
Okay.
Had my homie. I said, hey, do you want to help us record? Hey, do you want to act? And yeah, and then we went to the gym in our school. We filmed a corny little skit that I wrote a day before or whatever. And we improvised a few things. Now, fast forward, one of the girls I had in my video, just a voiceover, she turned out to be a pretty big not pretty big YouTuber, but like a few 100,000 followers.
Oh wow.
And then ironically, my camera guy, the girl that he kind of was dating at the time, ended up being Michaela Pascal. She's a member of the FBE.
The Fine Bros.
Yeah, okay. So like, there's times I hang out with him because I still connected with my old group from who started my career.
Right.
And I asked him, so whatever happened to Michaela? He's like, oh, me and her didn't work out. I said, why? Oh, like I really didn't like her like that. And apparently she loved this guy. Like loved this guy. And I said, you mean to tell me, bro? I know you're not gold digger, but she has like almost 1 million followers, bro. She is known on social media, bro.
Yeah.
But she's obsessed with you, bro. And you didn't really feel into it.
Right? She got access to like hundreds and thousands of guys always hitting her up. and you're just like, nah, I'm good. I
There's
don't
this
want that
thing that like
one.
every time we hang out, like me and him will hang out or like maybe like pop like a like root beer or whatever, and like I'll just roast him on it. Like, yo, what happened to that girl, man? Yeah, you single, bro? Yeah. You know,
That's
it's
funny.
insane. Okay, now we're gonna cut real quick because we have a sponsor. We
Okay.
gotta make sure. Yeah, our sponsor is actually it's not really a sponsor, it's me.
All
Okay,
right. Sponsor
so
time.
sponsor is Donnie Trump's. It's not Trump. Don't worry, Donnie Trump's. Okay, okay. If I know the coronavirus is hurting a lot of people's pockets, I know it's affecting a lot of people. But if you want to look good while you're going through this pandemic, cop some merch over here, as well as a nice hat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice brown hat because I'm black. Get the joke?
That's nice. Yeah, I like it. It's fresh.
There we go. There we go. Get that out of the way. Oh yeah.
Dope.
Link down below.
Link down below, guys. Go buy the merch. Go do it.
Oh
Support
no,
him.
actually speaking of that, I have a new website I'm coming out with. I posted a few things on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have a few stuff. Okay, so
That would be dope.
head back to what we were talking about. So like, who can you say who influenced you or like who is like your role model?
Right. So back then, my influences like definitely they change over the years, and like I would say, it's interesting because most of my influences don't come from inside YouTube. Actually, most of my influences come from people who I see as being like the legendary people of the world and of culture and things like that. Because for me, like my thing is, I start off as a YouTuber, right? But in the future, my main, I guess, goal or achievement that I want to like go for is to be almost like what's a good example? Almost like the Kanye West of YouTube, or the Kanye West of video entertainment, or the Kanye West of just basically like my biggest influences. I would say for YouTube originally were PewDiePie, Tobuscus. Tobuscus was one of my favorites at that time because he made music, he did skits, he did comedy, he did gaming, he did pretty much everything and encapsulated it into one personality, which is kind of similar to what I'm doing. But he had the Scandal come out and everything like that. But as far as the people I look up to, like who I don't relate to a lot of people, mainly because I don't know why. I feel like I have a very different thinking brain. Like my brain just thinks very
Yeah.
strange compared to a lot of people. So the people that I found that I can relate to the most based on like things like their quotes or their music or their art or their things that they create. I like Steve Jobs. He's a huge inspiration for me. Kanye West, again, like I said. Surprisingly, Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, I'm starting to like. I'm actually starting to like Kanye now. At first,
Yeah.
I didn't really. I was like, no, this guy's freaking weird, but like, I'm really getting into some of this stuff.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about him, what I've always liked about him is that he doesn't care what people think. He just creates and makes what he thinks the universe needs. He creates the things that he thinks people are going to need to either help them like mentally or maybe, make them feel better, make them feel more confident about themselves, different things like that. And like he's great. And Nikola Tesla, that guy's a huge inspiration to me, just from the standpoint of his brain is just so like it just, from what I've read and what I've heard about Nikola Tesla, because of course I don't fucking know the guy. I've never met him before in my life. He's dead, I think. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Yeah, but he's his brain is fucking incredible. Like he's just a different thinking person. Like those are the people who I would say are my biggest inspirations, are the people who think differently about things, and literally, that goes back to like Steve Jobs. Like one of his quotes is literally like, how can we think differently from other people? Not how can we make something that is the same, or how can we make something that's better than somebody else's thing, but how can we make something that's different enough that it stands on its own and it has its own abilities, like as far as other inspirations, I mean, Yeah, I think those are my main ones that I like off the top of my head. At a time, I did like Edison, but
Yeah.
eh.
No.
Check this out. So so they were in a feud because Nikola Tesla had been the assistant of Thomas Edison, and he was trying to tell Thomas Edison that, hey, this alternating current that I created, this actually works better than your direct current. So the direct current is literally just you flip on a switch, it goes straight to the light bulb, and that's it. But like Nikola Tesla's idea was that the current can flow through that and keep going, and it can recycle itself, and it uses less energy that way. So Edison's light bulbs, they would burn, but they had to be a specific one, because if it was any other type of light bulb, it would just either blow out, or it would it would die out too quickly. So he was saying, he's like, hey, my invention is better, Edison. We should use mine. We should patent mine and send it out. And he was like, nah, fuck you. He's like, my idea is better. And so what he did was, when Nikola Tesla left to go and try to make his invention successful, Edison decided to take wires, get a bunch of people around, went up to this elephant, and he said, this is what alternating current does to you if you use it. And he goes like this, and he just fucking electrocutes and kills an elephant. He just kills an elephant. Bruh, I was like, when I heard that, I was like, did he really just do that? I was like, is that a real thing? Bruh, he did. Because he was like, he wanted his invention to be more, you know what I mean? He's like, he's like, buy mine. Mine's great. Mine will be, and it's like, bruh, if you ever like stuck your finger in a wall outlet, you know, that can kill you. You know what I mean? But nobody does that on purpose. Nobody's going to stick their finger in a wall outlet.
Well, I did it once. I want to test it out. I did it once.
I mean, yeah, I did it too, just to see. I mean, but then again, that's kids. Let's say adults wouldn't be like, hey, I'm going to stick my finger in a wall outlet. But kids, yeah, for sure. It's just it's just so tantalizing. It's just a hole in the wall, and you're like, oh, what's in there? I wonder. I'm going to figure it out.
I mean, like, I did a TikTok, and all it was is, it has a face.
It has a face. It does. It really does. It's going like, ooh. Well, I've seen ones that are a line, a sideways line, and then a hole at the bottom, and that just is like the strangest fucking thing ever. We have them over at our at our workplace, and it's like I'm like, there's literally only one plug that I've ever seen that looks like this. Why would this light source, why would this electricity source be that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you can't even plug anything into here. Literally, there's only one thing you can plug into here. It's so useless. It's a waste. I don't know why we're talking about light fixtures and things like that.
It's a great topic, man.
Yes.
We got into
great topic. By the way, for everybody wondering, this solo cup is not filled with alcohol. This is how I just am. I'm just like this. This is water.
yeah. Tell the audience it's water. Don't worry.
Just liquids, man. Liquid refreshment.
Shoot, man. The second part about this whole pandemic thing is that VidCon was canceled, man.
It was it?
Yeah, it's canceled.
Are you serious?
Know? Yeah. What?
Oh shit!
You did not know it's canceled.
That's crazy.
You did not know that?
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
I was talking to my team.
I wasn't even sure when it was this year. Honestly, because I actually, I wasn't gonna go, but they canceled it.
Yeah, it was in July.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah. No, I found out because I was going with my camera guy, and he looked it up and found out. Oh, they have VidCon at the time. The VidCon was going to be running, but due to the coronavirus thing, eventually they were like, they were like the last of all the events. They were the last underdogs to we're gonna stay.
Right.
And then everything got so big and safety issues and VidCon runs. Yeah, it's owned by Viacom, but it runs off of sponsors. Like
Right.
the fans make it what it is, and the sponsors make it actually happen.
Right.
Without sponsors, no matter how much money they have, without sponsors, make
They can't.
entertaining,
Yeah.
they can't do anything.
Mm.
So probably sponsors had probably backed out to a point where they had to cancel. But they
Right.
might postpone it to later this year, but they might just call it a quits and move on to next year.
Dang. Well, so did they refund everybody? Like, did they give everybody
Yeah,
their money back
yeah,
and stuff?
yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God. Like, dude.
Every event it was like had to be postponed. So like even the porn Comic Con was postponed. Even Comic Con was postponed. Everything was postponed. Like every event, even
Yeah.
Coachella.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I remember the first one that I heard about being canceled was South by Southwest.
Mm.
That one was people in Texas were like, "Ah, what the fuck?" They're like, "You serious? Like South by Southwest? No!" And it's like it's crazy because that's like probably the biggest like music event in
Yeah.
Texas. You know what I mean? Like that's like the biggest thing. Um, but like I was gonna go to VidCon. I was gonna do it, but this year I decided I was like, you know what? I think this year I want to focus mainly on creation. You know what I mean? Like I think that was the biggest thing that I was trying to focus on this year. And that too, and like the extra money that I was able to save up because of that. Oh my god, so
No, it's
useful,
crazy.
so
Bro,
useful.
like, you spend so much money. I mean, when me and my assistant went to your room and you said that it was like $500 a night,
Yeah,
I thought you were
dude.
joking. I was waiting for you to laugh. You know, like it's that thing when you're with your homies say something, and you're like, okay, he's about to laugh,
and
you laugh. But then it's that time when he says something, and he has to laugh, and you
he just
serious.
stares at you and he's like, "Yeah, so this is like $500."
I mean, like, I was in the bathroom when you guys were talking, and then I'm just sitting there like, this guy really paid $500 a
Really did
night.
that?
In total, we were there for like four. Okay, so like people who don't go, who don't go VidCon or events,
Yeah.
you gotta realize if an event is 3 days, you're gonna make sure you're there early so you get
Mhm.
cozied in. So you're there a day before.
Mhm.
Then you want to make sure you're prepared after. You want to spend the night. So 5 days. So let's just say you were spending $500 a day. 5, 1,000, 2,000, 500. I'm not good at math, but that was pretty
Yeah.
easy. $1,500
Yeah.
for 4 days. That will pay my rent and utility bills
So
from.
so here's how much the whole thing cost. The trip, everything.
I'm gonna take notes. Take notes.
The whole trip cost $3,500. It was
Wow.
oh yeah, it was a lot of money. It cost 3,500 just to go experience VidCon, let alone the ticket price. The ticket
Wait,
price
wait,
is
wait,
like
wait,
another
wait, wait.
whatever.
Wait. That's just to go, not a ticket at all. Not a
Yeah,
ticket.
that's just to go. That's just the travel and
Wait.
everything.
So, so is that including the food expenses and all that?
Mhm.
Okay, making sure, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cuz it was a few hundred for the plane ticket to get there and back. Probably like 300 maybe or something like that. And then I think the VidCon ticket, I think I got it pretty cheap. It was only like 120 I think when I bought it, or
Like
like 80 or something like
I
that.
got screwed. Like I actually got screwed. I was with my camera guy, my assistant. Okay, so the day of VidCon, I had my assistant go to the house we were Airbnb-ing, right?
Right.
And she was getting stuff ready so she can come the next day because she had the things she had to do before then. She had to get my merch and all that. So it was me and my camera guy. We went up to the line, everything, paper, all that. Apparently, because they switched it to Viacom running VidCon,
Mm,
they changed the whole thing. So usually when you type in your information to get tickets, you get it when you're there. But
right.
they changed it and you get it in the mail. At the time,
Yeah.
I was moving from my parents to my own place.
Mm,
So when that thing happened, I didn't know they were gonna mail it. So they mailed it to my old address. I didn't even know that.
mm.
So then I was screwed over. Time we got there, like, oh yeah, we can give you a new one. You have to buy one. Wait, what? So apparently I was there for like an hour. I met a few YouTubers super big. I got friends in that whole interaction,
Right.
but I spent like $60, my own money, to add on the ticket because they mailed it and they wouldn't be able to give me a badge, even though if they could.
That's crazy, dude.
It's insane.
I can't believe, yeah. Like, well, for those of you who don't know, like, about VidCon, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic that it exists. However, for some reason, was it even? I can't even remember if it was last year. Is it 2 years ago now at this point?
What,
How long ago did VidCon happen? That was just last year, right?
yeah.
Okay. For some reason, my brain thinks it's like super long ago. I don't know. Like, so for some reason last year when Viacom and decided to buy it, from the independent, like the independent people who made it originally, man, they changed so much. They changed
I hate
so
it. I
much.
really hate it. I really had to tell my assistant. I was like those old people when they're like, "Oh, back in my day, it was great. We were grooving." That's what it was
It
like.
literally actually was better. It literally
I
was
had to
better
tell my
before.
I had to tell my assistant, okay, like this is the sucky part for you to work for me because back when VidCon last year, it was great. We had events. I mean, the only reason VidCon for me was great is because we hand out with Simo and
Right.
Joy.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah. Like, see, what I liked about the very first time that I went to VidCon, which was 2 years ago, like, what was so great about it was the feeling that was there in the environment. Like, I feel like the second year, the actual feeling of everything just changed. Like, for some reason, it just changed differently. Like, the first year was very open and everybody was kind of just free and, like, roaming around and everybody was talking to each other. Yeah, like, and then as soon as the second year hit, like, when I went, like, the second year, I guess it was VidCon 10 was that year?
Was last year, 2019.
Just last year, yeah. So when they changed it, like, last year, like, it really felt like it wasn't made for creators anymore. It felt like it was made for fans.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what it felt like. Because there were so many more people just with, like, I can't remember what the pass was called, but the red pass.
Like I saw it. It was more fun and more entertaining for the fans than it was for the creators.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
do you remember the creator lounge?
Literally stayed in. No, I mean, me and my assistant literally stayed in. Most of the time we were there, mostly stayed in where the fans were at. Because, like, it was more fun there,
Yeah.
the basketball thing. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I was pissed when they didn't have the creator lounge, like the lounge.
Yeah, it wasn't a real lounge. Dude, y'all gotta hear about this lounge that they had the first time that I went. The first time I went, they had beanbag chairs, they had low couches, they had massages, they had free coffee in the morning, they had performers, they had music, they had lights, and it was really, like, cool to be in there. Like, it was, and everybody was collaborating.
It was like a nightclub. Like,
Yeah.
literally, it was so fun to a point where fans literally bought creator tickets just to be there. To be there, literally, like you would enter there, and they would have this thing where they'd be like, "Hey, if you have 100,000 followers, you can join our program," and you get a little of the thing or whatever. You go around, like, so, like, it was like those nightclubs where you have to go around like a little maze, and you get the whole thing.
But
and
it was nice. It was comfortable. It was like, you felt good in there. Like, the second year, dude,
everyone was equal. Like, was the weird part about it? Like, it was, I don't know what happened when you were there, but when you go in there, everyone was equal. Everyone was creators. Everyone was chill.
Yeah.
Because now there's a lot of people who I actually am still connected with now who I met there, who I found out afterwards that they had millions of followers. They were like big. But there, we were just creators in the line talking like, "Hey, what's your name?" "Oh, my name's Johnny." "Oh, so that's Johnny." Blah, blah. Like, like a week later, he's like 10 million followers.
Yeah. Like, the second year, the creator lounge was literally like, it was garbage. Like, it was a big, huge room. Like, for some reason they made a huge room, and then they just put, like, tables that were like really far apart from each other. Like, every table was like really far apart, and I was like,
but like
It's
back
like
then.
it's like social distancing. They're like, hey, we know that you creators want to talk to each other, but we're not gonna allow you to do that. You're gonna have to sit 20 feet away from each other on opposite sides of the room. And then, dude, and it was so terrible. The lighting in there, they had like two like lights, and that was it. And
You
it was just
can't
like
see.
two
You
like
can't
purple
see.
light. It was super dark. It's just weird. It was a bad environment. It just wasn't fun. And like that was the thing about the original owners is they cared, I feel like, more about the environments that they were
And they
creating
knew what
and less
was
about
like,
the
and they knew
money.
it was fun. They
Yeah.
knew it was fun because they're
They're
creators. So
also, they
remember,
knew what they wanted.
they knew what their audience and what they would like.
Yeah.
And like that's what I thought was missing. Like for me with my content, I know that I make content for me first. I don't care if
Yeah.
there's people who are inspirational speakers who say, "Hey, content for the viewer," and then you next. Like, no, I make content for me. If I don't like it, I won't post it.
Yeah.
Unless it's, of course, I have a brand, like I make sure I'm relevant or whatever. But if I don't like it, I won't post it.
Mhm.
So like it even goes with a huge brand, a huge label like that. If I don't like it, if I want to go there and experience fun time, I
Right.
won't create it. And I felt like that love and compassion was in that. Of course, they had sponsors and brands they had to work with, but
Mhm.
that love was there. And then when it turned to Viacom, I felt like they were like,
They were like
okay,
strict.
our main focus
Yeah.
is getting people in,
Yeah.
getting new fans, getting our
We need to
sponsor,
make money.
the engagement,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Not thinking, wait, we need to do this, but
We
are
need
the
to
main
compensate
objective
for them.
is the creators
Yeah.
who make the fans want to come. Because people, Bitcoin won't be nothing without the creators,
Yeah.
but the fans are the main thing. So like it's like having a restaurant and you're like, oh yeah, you have the restaurant, you have the chairs or whatever, but what people really want to go there for is the food, is the drinks. They
Mhm.
want to go there and hang out, but they want the food, they want the
Yeah.
drinks,
It's
and
nice
then
to
they'll
have
go.
environment, but environment is
Yeah,
only part of it. You know, it's
yeah,
only part of it. Like there's still like, you have to, that was the problem that I saw too, is that they cared more about making the money and getting
yeah,
people in there than they did actually making the time there enjoyable and entertaining and unique and special. Like and it was like I said, it's just more or less like the feeling, like, you know what I mean? Like when you're at some place, like I would say that when I was at VidCon the first year, it's like the most welcoming, the most home buddy kind of place that I had like been at in a long time. Like I probably felt more at home there than I do like at my home. You know what I mean? Like it's just small things like that, right? Like you're bringing in creators who you should obviously think, hey, these people are gonna film here. Hey, they're probably gonna want to like edit here and make their stuff. There was a lot more, like, I feel like the year before there was a lot of people who were out there, like you said, just kind of just like whatever, they had like millions of subscribers, but they were just like whatever, they didn't really mind it. And then the year afterwards there was a lot more fans, there was a lot more. And what was good for them is that they had all these creators that they could go and talk to and ask questions, and like, if they maybe some of them, maybe they wanted to do YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and they had access to creators. But the thing was with the creators is they didn't have access to like themselves, almost like to other people. It was like very I did notice one thing, and this is probably a really controversial topic to talk about because some people agree with me and some people don't. But there's a lot of people from TikTok specifically there at that year. I don't know if you remember, but there was a whole huge
oh,
crowd of people
wait,
just standing.
wait,
Yeah,
I'll be right back. Give me a second.
I feel like going to the bathroom. I'm drinking too much of this water.
I'm back. I have to do
All
something.
right.
Okay, so finish. Yeah.
So there was a lot of TikTokers sitting or standing in front of, not the water fountain, like you remember the water fountain, right? The big open one.
Yeah, the whole thing was
They were
hanging out,
standing
yeah.
behind that, in between the building and the water fountain.
Yeah,
And
remember.
it's tons of them, and they were all TikTok. All of them were. And I remember going up, and me and one of my friends, I can't remember exactly who it was at that time, but we were trying to talk to these TikTokers, right? We were just trying to meet them and get engaged with them, right? And this was insane. I hadn't seen this in a long time, but they literally looked at us, and they could tell obviously that we weren't TikTokers, and we weren't, the pretty side, you know what I mean, of TikTok. You know what I'm saying, like the pretty side of TikTok, where the people, they have their hair a specific way, they dress a specific way because they want to be a part of that more visual side of TikTok, where like you do dancing and things like that. They're not into like the comedy or anything like that. Like they straight up looked at us, said, "Oh, okay, that's cool," turned around and started talking to each other again. Just completely ignored us. And I was like, the fuck? That was weird. I'm like, we were just trying to say what's up, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, we're creators too. We make things too. And what I noticed was that that's a very specific thing that like TikTok has kind of brought back, unfortunately, is the people who are very attractive who aren't humble, like who don't care about other people. They just care about the followers, the likes, and everything like that. And
that's cool because like, well, not, and that's how there's actually a big war. I don't know if you're not really a TikToker, so you don't really know. There's a huge war between skit TikTokers. So I'm a comedy skit TikToker, so that's what I do. There's a war between us who make quality content, who engage their followers, who have meet and greets, who just have fun. Let's try to include ourselves with the fans.
Yeah.
Against the Charlie D'Amelios, the little hubbies, the ones who are like superficial.
I see.
And like there's a huge war. Like, hey, we make great content, we interact with our fans, and we're not being represented by TikTok well. We're not being represented by the whole atmosphere as a whole.
Yeah.
They're being represented. Because when TikTok first merged and was first brought out, the ads you saw were the duets, were the comedy type duets you saw. That's what they brought out. But then when the Charlie D'Amelios happened, they pushed out the dancer TikTokers. So like the superficial people got their rise up. So when TikTok first was big, the skit TikTokers were rising up. So when you got on, you're like, I'm gonna do skits. I saw this on TikTok on the ads. But now you see Charlie D'Amelio, you want to do dances, and then the superficial TikTokers got their pedestal up. So it's just been this fight between, hey, we make quality content and we're actually authentic. You guys are as fake. We be standing in front of the camera, do nothing.
Yeah, and there's another thing too, is like, as far as it goes, like I would say that I would say that I'm not ugly. You know what I mean? I would say I'm all right. You know what I mean? Like I can get by. I got a decent jawline, it's not that incredible, but it's all right. But like just things like that, the people who focus more on the attractiveness of themselves and less on the actual content that they provide people, and I guess interesting things that they could say or different viewpoints that they could point out. Like, it would be interesting to see somebody who is very attractive who talks about how people perceive them as they are, because, the thing is with those people who are like that, and I don't want to put like anybody in a box specifically, but there are a lot of them who do just focus on the fact of like, oh, I have to get followers. Oh, I have to, I don't care if I have to look a certain way or act a certain way. I just care about getting the followers. You know what I mean? Like, instead of going, hey, I have something that I think I could offer, let me try to develop it and gain a following off of me being myself. And so they didn't actually have they didn't have the ability to think in their brain, hey, this is YouTube and not Vine, so I should not do the things that I do on Vine. I should do what I would do on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, and those are the people who are the real creators, are the people who can figure out, hey, this is different. I need to be able to create something completely different that is still my personal brand or my personal thing that I do, you know? I think like the thing might be like just the fact of like you can like tell when somebody's being fake. You can just tell. Like when they're being fake, it's super obvious. Like I mean, I don't mean to bash is Ashley Tisdale here or anything like that. But Ashley Tisdale, I've seen her TikToks. They just make me I'm like, why? You used to be like
good.
Yeah, you used to be like the thing, and like, but she still has her Hollywood persona on there, which is the issue. Is she's using Hollywood tactics. She's trying to smile all the time. She's always trying to be all nice and just, hey guys, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, people don't like that shit. Don't be fake. Don't be fake. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you like, I can almost guarantee that Ashley Tisdale has done coke.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that she has done cocaine before, or just any sort of drug. But she makes the appearance that she hasn't. She makes the appearance and the image that she hasn't, and she's not like that. Speaking of which, do you mind if I vape?
Are you vape?
Well,
no, wait. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways,
we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah. Different thing. Anyways, no, it's crazy because it's like that's what people, and that's why I've gone into it. People love the Nelk Boys. They're YouTubers.
Yeah.
But they love the Nelk Boys because they're real as fuck. They'll do coke in the video. I saw one of the recent videos. They literally did a video where it was Q&A and they did shots the whole video.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta be yourself. You just have to. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And like it related to them because like I'm like, oh my god, I relate to them. I hang out with people who smoke weed, do coke, you know, on the daily and stuff.
It makes them seem more relatable. Is the thing. It's like it just makes them seem more real. You know what I mean? They're not just an actor, an actress. They're actual people. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying Ashley Tisdale should just fucking do some blow on TikTok like that. I don't think that's a good idea. That might ruin your career, Ashley Tisdale. So don't do that. But I'm saying, at least when you put on your face on something, at least make it your actual face. Make it your real face. Don't pretend like you're all cutesy and innocent, because you're a fucking adult. I don't even know how old you are right now. You're like at least like 6 years older than I am, and I'm 23. So like, you know what I mean? Like, you're an adult. Be an adult, you know what I mean? Be yourself. Like, don't pretend like you're still a teenager, you know what I mean? Don't pretend like you are. Like, yeah, you can still be nice and do your dances and things like that. But like, as far as like what I was saying, like with nicotine, you know what I mean? Like this thing. So like it's like that. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, hey, do you mind if I vape? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because that. Even though, yeah, people are going to be like, oh, I can't believe you vape. I can't believe you fucking vape, dude. You fucking vape. It depends on what you want to show your audience, you know? Like,
yeah.
I don't have to show my audience, you know, that, you know what I mean? But I don't mind it because I'll still explain the fact of, hey, don't do this. Just because I do this, don't do it. Doesn't make it good just because I do this. This is actually very bad. I need to stop this, but God, it tastes good and... I'm like, it tastes good, but yeah, you know what I mean. So I think more people need to learn how to be themselves and be cool with being themselves. Because I don't know if you know this, man, but I try to be as open as possible as I can on my stuff. Like I try to be like as real, just really myself. I've been like fucking in my underwear on a video before. It's been a thing. I'm not even kidding. Straight up. And I forgot that I was. Like, because during the video when I recorded it, so I was wearing this is the weirdest thing. I was wearing a horse mask, wearing a black t-shirt, and then I had my underwear and my socks on. And the thing is that I was changing out from one character to another. I had to change my outfit. So the shirt was already like there, but I had a jacket over that, so I just took the jacket off. But then I had these pants on that were not the right pants, so I was like, okay, well, I got to take these off and change out the pants. But I didn't change out the pants because I had an idea for what I wanted to say, and so I just recorded it. And then at the end, I ran away like this, and at the very last, like like maybe half of a second of the clip, you just see me like prancing around in my underwear, like. and that's in the video. Like that's really there on the internet for people to see. I don't know if you guys want to find it. I mean, you can, but you make that choice. You make that decision. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But you got to be real. You got to be a real person.
No, it's real. It's crazy. I'm crying. Even when I did YouTube, I made sure that I was the same on camera that I was on off camera.
Yeah.
If you would see me on camera and you hated me on camera, you wouldn't like me in person. Yeah. I'm goofy, annoying. Now, when people meet me, even in camera, I'm racist, but I'm a fun racist.
Yeah, so you're not the actual, like, I hate you racist.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, my white guy. Yeah. But if you don't like me on camera, you only on camera. That's what I made sure. Because that's what Logan Paul and Jake Paul messed up, and they fixed. They realized they need to be the same on camera, off camera.
Right.
So when your fans, and not only if your fans meet you, it's just as overall helps you in the environment, So like you don't gotta be two sides, like Cinderella. You don't gotta be a girl who's just sad and then a girl who has everything. You have to. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it has to be a balance between there. Like, hey, all cameras, all cameras.
Yeah.
But don't fuck up because we're in the age of social media.
Yeah.
And don't be because if you fuck up, people are like, oh my god, you're this, you're that. No, this is real me, or this is the fake me. This is the real me. And then you do what Logan Paul had to do, because Logan Paul really had to be like, that's not me. I don't know who that guy is. He had to do that for a year. He said, hey, that's not me. Yeah. That's a fake. It took everyone a year to realize, okay, that's not really him. It's he's
his
working
YouTube persona.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his extreme version.
And that's how PewDiePie goes. So the whole apocalypse started because of PewDiePie and Logan. Logan got worse because he had a fake persona that got fucked and a real persona that got fucked, but not as bad as fake persona.
Yeah.
PewDiePie got fucked, but that is him. That is PewDiePie. He didn't have two sides of him.
Yeah.
That is him. So he fucked up. That was all of him.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to change. All he had to do is don't say that Hitler was a good guy, and you'll be good.
He just had to be honest. That was the thing. Is like when you get to a point when when you really do find, like, that's, I feel like one of the biggest things about being a creator is really just like finding out who you are. Like that's one of the biggest things is like as you go through, you start to figure out, okay, this is the things that I like. These are the things that I don't like. This is how I feel when people like my stuff, and this is how I feel when people don't like my stuff. And then, you just learn more about like how you actually think. And once you get to the point of just figuring out like pretty much who you are, you know what I mean? Then all you have to do is just be yourself, and you already know what the right thing is and the wrong thing is to do. Because at that point, it's just, you just are that thing that is going to do what's right, So it's like PewDiePie, like he just slipped up, you know what I mean? Like that was his thing. He slipped up and he did a bad thing, and so all he had to do was just be like himself. He just had to be honest and say, guys, I'm really sorry that I did that, you know what I mean? Like so and obviously, as we know, he's not no Nazi or anything like that. as the news has previously thought he was, you know what I mean? It's like and everybody, the funniest part is, this is what I was saying earlier, about if you blow up too quickly, people can just ditch you like that. Like,
but he didn't. He had a authentic fan base,
and people knew, they knew him. They knew PewDiePie. They're like, no, this dude's not a fucking Nazi. Like, we already know that. Yeah. Like, you don't even have to, because it's never ever been a question of him being that or not. People just know that he's not. So it's like when the news and when people try to backlash and get his career taken down, you can't do it because people know what the truth is. You know what I mean? They already know the truth. Because if you just be yourself, there's nothing to hide. You don't have to hide anything. You know what I mean? So like when a scandal comes out, people already know what the real answer is.
I did a video making fun of it. So like on TikTok, I made a video saying, hey, my next video might be controversial. I might get canceled. But to prepare myself, I have an apology video lined up. Ready? I made extreme lapse in judgment, and it cuts.
I made an extreme lapse in judgment. Yeah.
I tell people that if I ever get a scandal, if anyone ever makes a scandal on me, I'm prepared. I'll be like, I got my pause video ready.
You're like, I'm already ready for this, guys.
Like a machine less endorsement. I'm sorry.
Just all you have to do is just cry, be like, I feel so bad, guys. And then everybody's like, whoa. No, that's the wrong thing to do. That is the wrong thing.
Actually, think about this. This happened a while ago. People are kind of talking about it. Do you remember this girl? I forget her name. Her name is, I think, is Brooke something, where she hit her dog or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you know what's crazy? People are still talking about that to this day, but people are not talking about Logan Paul's thing. And what made her thing a little worse is not only that she was abusing her dog or whatever, right? It was the fact that she tried to say that she wants to be forgiven and wants to change or whatever, but how she did it was in a weird, creepy way.
Right.
She like did a new channel with her boyfriend. She like tried to say, "I found Jesus" and all that, and it was done very creepy. Like I guess what she was trying to do, but it was like, yeah, this persona that got leaked, and then you had this persona. Then you're making another persona saying that this is the whole new you, and it was
it's like when somebody makes up a lie and then somebody goes, well, what about this? And then you go, oh yeah, well, what I meant was this. And they're like, well, what about that then? And they're like, oh, well, what I meant was and they can't come up with a solid answer because they've been lying the entire time. They never were truthful about it in the first place. So like, like that's like, if I don't know if you've heard about this one girl, but on Twitch there's been another scandal from this chick who sits in a chair, and she dresses all cute or whatever, you know what I mean? And she talks, talks to her audience and stuff, and people were saying like what had happened was she started saying that her audience is like cheapskates for not subscribing to her monthly. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you're not supposed to talk to your audience like that. Like, say like you guys need to pay. You need to pay me because I'm sitting here and I'm making this stuff for free, which is on a free website, which you signed up for, and you're sitting there and you're making the content. But now you're saying that you have to pay, like somebody has to pay you for that. Nobody paid you at the beginning, so why do they have to pay you now? There's no difference. You know what I mean? Like, so just saying like, oh, you guys are cheap because you don't pay me $5 a month. You know how much Netflix is? Netflix is like what, like $12 a month?
Yeah,
$8 a month? Yeah, something like that. And you want $5 for you, just you sitting on a couch? No, I don't think so. That's not happening. I'm not paying $5 to watch somebody sit on a couch. That's dumb. I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'll watch it for free, but I'm not gonna pay you for it. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's like it. Like, even me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I put a lot of work into my stuff, and I don't say, hey, you guys need to pay me. You know what I mean? I'm not like, hey, you guys are cheapskates if you don't pay me for this content that I'm making. What?
Yeah.
You should be doing it because you enjoy it, not because you're just trying to make money or you're just trying to. I don't know what she's trying to do, but it seems like she just cares about making money for sitting down and doing nothing, which, I mean, that's great. You know what I mean? It's fun to do that. It's fun to just sit around and do nothing, make money, but I don't find any respect in that. You know what I mean? I don't have respect for her as a person, just being like, oh, I just want to sit here and do nothing and you should pay me for it. Like, no, you don't get any respect. If you were working hard and making good stuff and you were making content and putting it out there for the world, then I would be like, yeah, I would pay you money for that. You know what I mean? Like, I would do that, but not for sitting there. Nope, not my money. That's not where my money's going. Never.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, okay, so lastly, for us of the interview, if you had advice for anyone starting in industry, any industry, whether it goes to music, film, social media, what advice would you give that person or that inspiration?
Well, okay, so if you are just now starting and you've never done anything, if you don't think you have the skill or the talent to be able to do something, here's the thing. If you want to do something, my biggest thing is that you just need to start. You just need to start doing it. It doesn't matter what sort of quality you have. Like we said before, quality at the end of the day doesn't really matter that much. It's not that important. It is a secondary to your actual skill level at whatever you are good at. Now, when you start off, you're not going to have any skill just immediately, straight out the bat. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I had no idea what I was doing the very first time I ever made a video. So what I would want you to do, if you are one of those people who wants to start something, if you have an idea, the biggest thing is to just, it's going to feel scary. You're going to feel very insecure when you start, and you're going to probably think that you sound annoying on video and sound annoying like over your microphone and things like that. But trust me, like you will learn, and you will get better, and you will get over the fact of being nervous. You know what I mean? Like I felt so weird the first time I made a video that I literally stopped in the middle of me talking, and I said this out loud to myself in my room. I was like, why am I doing this? God, I just sound so dumb. I'm like, why am I sitting here talking in front of a camera? And now, I mean, if you see me now, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm perfectly fine. Like, it's something that you build. You know what I mean? It's not something that you're going to start with. And another thing, too, is take time. Guys, you're not going to blow up overnight. I can almost guarantee you that you're not going to blow up overnight. So don't even worry about it. Because even if you do make a video and you post it online, maybe 5 or 6 people have seen it. The rest of the world has no idea yet. So you have time to get really good, so that by the time that you do blow up, you're already perfectly ready. You won't even have to worry about it. You'll be fine. You'll be set. And so what I say is just start doing it. Doesn't matter how weird you feel. Doesn't matter how insecure you feel about it. If you have an idea, go and just do it. You know, just do it. Do it.
Okay. Well, Matters, it was great interviewing you, bro. It's been a while, man. I hope we can connect.
Definitely. Anyways, man. It was great thank you for letting me be on the show. What are we calling this show again? The Don Show?
It's called The Don View.
The Don View. Thank you for having me on the Don View, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Yeah, so anyone who's watching this, you can watch it on IGTV, TikTok. It's going to be on YouTube shortly. I might make a separate channel for that, but it's going to be on YouTube shortly as well, on Instagram or whatever. So you can watch little clips or the full thing. And I think I got one.